person I think that's going to really enjoy this album is the kind of metalhead that's sort of open-minded to bands that are jammy and just cut off into, that zone where they just let rip and then return to the song, because there's a lot of that on the album. There's like serious jazz fusion going on. But the kind of person I think that's going to enjoy this the most is just thrasher that likes thousands of riffs, and a band that just cuts loose. Alright guys, so as we are currently going through what is bound to be the shittest period in the history of live music, I'm going to come forward and tell you a wee bit about the new Acid Age album. It's called Semper Pessimus. Give you a wee bit of history because there's no gigs and we can't promote it any other way, right? So one thing that is really important to me is I've always enjoyed reading band biographies, and a lot of the bands from the 70s, like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, the big ones that everyone thinks of, the way they used to rent like castles and manors and just record wherever they want. It's amazing. Me and the producer Elise were actually talking about this the other day, saying it's like hilarious how many castles have been rented to record big albums. But with a band on our kind of scale and our kind of budget, castles are a bit out of the out the window. So instead, we started looking for the relevance of those albums. And one thing that I think plays an integral part is the fact that those castles and the manors and stuff, they have a big, massive drum room, a big spiral ceiling type room, where they're getting those actual reverbs off the drum kit. So we decided we wanted to do it like an old school album, but still be a young band with, our energy and just sound like us, but we wanted to do it analog. So the first challenge came with finding a studio that would record analog, because sadly it's a dying art, and all of my favourite albums were recorded analog, and it was something different for the band too, because we've only ever recorded digitally before, and I don't have problems with digital. Like, a lot of my favourite albums are done that way too, but all of my top favourite bands of all time, all their best stuff came out, analog recording. So I thought there's definitely some kind of, if not warm, cold, like a richness to the production or something. Maybe it just felt more organic, I don't know. These are just kind of like adjectives and cliches that are just thrown about in the matter all the time, so I kind of want to avoid that, but I think it was relevant that we decided to go analog anyway. We started looking up studios, and there's one in Rathryland, which is about an hour and a half away from us, and it's called Analog Catalog. It's like a big woodland area, and there's a log cabin, there's like donkeys just walk past. Started working with producer Elise, and we decided we actually wanted a producer on the album. We wanted someone who is like studied to be able to give us a kick up the hole, She absolutely accomplished it. She's a miracle worker.
It's going so much. Oh, hello.
We recorded it as a live band too, so like the rhythm tracks, the bass, one rhythm guitar and drums were recorded all in that glorious big room, big high ceiling, amazing. The sound of that room, the actual acoustics, it's one of those rooms that you get like guys like Al Di Meola would walk in and go, you capture the live energy of the band on this album. And then afterwards, obviously, I overdubbed another rhythm guitar, vocals and guitar solos, and we've some guests on it, and we even played a few weird instruments on it, but lots of bands do that now. There's nothing special about it. When you're in the studio, you're like, oh, let's play Ebo. We've done a bit of that, and we've made this awesome sprawling concept album. It's like an hour long, and one thing that I'm really looking forward to about the release is actually seeing people's reaction to the actual presentation, the packaging. We're trying to do something that's worth owning now, worth collecting. We know that there's going to be people that actually maybe follow the band that want to study the concept and want to lie down, with the headphones on and just engage in the whole story. So I'm looking forward to everyone's reaction. I just can't wait for it to come out. The absolute best body of work I've ever recorded in my life, and I'm very proud of it. I'm sure the guys are too, like Jake and Aaron. I know they are, but yeah, I'm absolutely delighted and looking forward to it coming out.